She started with cakewalks, and now she's walking the tech talk. It's Event About It with Cat McDevitt. Hey everybody, welcome to Event About It. I'm your host, Megan Martin, and our guest this week is best known for helping festival organizers go from stressed out to sold out. She doesn't just prevent the flop, she powers them. Welcome to the studio, Kat.
Thank you so much for having me, Megan. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we're so excited to have you here. I love all the things that you are doing over at Eventeny. And in our prep call for this, one of the things you told me you love to do when you travel is find a local festival. So tell us a little about maybe one of the best festivals you've been to on all of your international adventures.
Oh, yeah. So when I travel, I love to find local street festivals. I just feel like that's a really cool way to get to know an area and the people there, kind of see everyone in their natural element. So I would say my favorite festival that I've ever been to abroad was 2 years ago. I went to Rome in Italy around Christmas time, and I went to their Nativity Christmas market in Vatican City, and I got the coolest gifts handmade for my family to bring home for Christmas. It was just really cool to see all the small businesses there and the local vendors and kind of talk to everybody and get some really unique things. So that's definitely one of my favorites.
What'd you pick up for your family?
I picked up a lot. Mount Etna, the volcano, is in Sicily, so they had a lot of like volcanic rock Christmas ornaments and magnets. So I got a lot of that. Also some like Italian leather wallets, some really cool like handmade volcanic ash soap, just some like really unique stuff. And definitely it was my family's favorite Christmas, I think, with me.
I know now you've set the bar too high. You have to, keep outbeating yourself on the gifting.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, it's time to play a fun game we're calling Event or Invented. You've been in the festival scene for many years. You've seen it all. Food trucks, fiascos, fire breathers, probably even a face painter or two. But can you spot a real event from one we've totally made up? I'm going to read you the name of a festival, fair, or convention, and you have to tell me if it's a legit event and it actually happened or it's just completely made up from our writers. First up, Mermaid Parade.
I'm going to say Mermaid Parade is real because I know we have a Lobster Fest on the platform and they do like a Mermaid King and Queen. So I think Mermaid Parade is real.
It is real. So there's a Coney Island Mermaid Parade, and I actually just had a couple friends. I didn't know about this until this year. I had a few friends dress up as mermaids, and there was like a few thousand people in this mermaid parade in Coney Island. Okay, next up, Cheese Con.
Oh man, that's tough. I can totally see that happening in Wisconsin. If it's not real, I'm going to say it should be. So I'm going to go with real.
It's definitely real, and you nailed it. It is in Wisconsin. I mean, what more appropriate place to have a cheese convention?
Got to do it in Wisconsin. You have to.
Of course. And this just holds true that there is an event and an association for literally everything. I mean, any kind of thing you are into, you could find an event for it.
Absolutely. No, like I've seen the craziest events working at Eventeny, just like the coolest stuff that people put on.
All right, next one, the Great Gnome Gathering.
I'm going to go with not real just because I don't know if we mean like we're dressing up as the gnomes or if like people are bringing their gnomes to the gathering. So I'm going to go with not real pending clarification.
Not real, but I could imagine there probably is some gnome dress up event out there somewhere.
Oh, it has to be.
Okay, next one, Goat Yoga and Yoki Fest.
That sounds like a real thing. I'm going to go with real.
No, I made it up completely.
Start it. 2026. We got to get it out there.
I would love to eat gnocchi and do goat yoga. That would be fun. Okay, next one, Ostrich Festival.
I'm going to say real. That feels real.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's in Arizona, actually, which I wouldn't expect to find ostriches in Arizona, but I guess they are. Okay, next one, Glow Fest Neon Dreams.
I've been to a lot of neon parties before, but I've never been to one where it's like the whole purpose of the event is neon. So I'm going to say not real, but it could be.
It is not real. It's an invented event, but absolutely could be real. I mean, can you I would love it. What if the whole thing was in the dark and everyone's wearing neon the whole event? That would be amazing. I would definitely attend that event.
Oh, I would be there in an instant.
Yeah. All right. One way out of left field, the roadkill cook-off.
That has to be real.
It is real. It's in Marlinton, West Virginia.
Oh my gosh. Actually, my boyfriend's from West Virginia. I'm going to be asking him about this afterwards.
Okay, well, if you end up going to the roadkill cook-off, you have to report back on what happens there.
Oh, you'll be hearing from me if I find myself at the roadkill cook-off.
Amazing. Okay, couple more. The Underwater Music Festival.
Logistically, I'm not sure how that would really work, but it would be really cool if maybe like at an aquarium or something, but I'm going to say not real.
No, it is real in the Keys, the Florida Keys. It's a real festival. I want to know how they pull it off. So if anyone out there knows the organizers of Underwater Music Festival, please let us know because I need to know how you listen to music underwater.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Maybe the stage is in the water and you're just like standing in the water, not necessarily like listening to it under. I don't know. A couple more. This one I thought would be right up your alley. Cats on Mats, the Cat Yoga Invitational.
That's got to be, I hope with everything I have that that's real.
It's not
It has
real,
to.
but how amazing. Like, we're doing puppy and goat yoga all these times. Like, why not cats?
I know. Maybe the cats are too, like, they run around too much. I could see that being an issue.
National Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day Festival.
I could see it being real. People like
It
bubble
is
wrap.
real. And of all random places, it's in Indiana. Maybe bubble wrap was invented in Indiana and we just don't know that? Huh.
That could be. I mean, yeah, it must be because I like it, but not that much, I guess.
Okay, last two. Tomato Festival.
That's got to be real. We have like Garlic Fest and everything. There has to be.
Yes, it is. And it's actually powered by Eventeny. You guys, there's one of the festivals on your site. Okay, last one, the Mac and Cheese Festival.
Oh, that's got to be real.
It is real, powered by Eventeny, and of all places, not in Wisconsin. Any guesses on where Mac and Cheese Festival takes place?
Somewhere in the South because they have great mac and cheese. Maybe like North Carolina.
I thought the same thing, but it's actually in Pittsburgh. So shout out to
Oh,
Pennsylvania for hosting Mac and Cheese Festival.
oh my gosh. I lived in Pittsburgh for a while. I had no idea. I'm going to need to check that out next time I go.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thanks for playing Event or Invented. That was fun. I mean, as we said, there's literally a festival, an event, a conference, an association for pretty much anything you can get into these days. This episode of Event About It is brought to you by Eventeny, the event management platform that makes it easy to run your event without losing your mind or your volunteers. My favorite thing about the Eventeny platform is the godsend of a volunteer management system. You can recruit, schedule, communicate, and check in volunteers all in one place. Gone are the days of spreadsheets, frantic texts, or disappearing sign-up sheets. It's like giving your volunteers a home base and giving yourself a break. And for those of you juggling multiple events, they've got a copy-paste feature that lets you clone past events like magic. No more starting from scratch. Event About It listeners get an exclusive $500 off a pro annual plan. Just click on that link in the show notes to claim it. The offer is only good for a limited time, so get your event in order and your volunteers' information with Eventeny. Well, it's time for my favorite part, our favorite therapy session, the vent of the week. This is where we let it all out, the event fails, unexpected chaos, and are you kidding me moments. Just real talk about the wild world of events. So tell us, Kat, what irks you about the event industry?
I think I'm going to say this is a very niche bent, but I think that people are going to relate. When you have a large festival and you get a lot of people in one place and everyone's cell service kind of competes with each other and nobody has cell service, my vent of the week is when festivals don't plan to take things offline knowing that people are not going to have self-service at their festival and they don't have offline options for stuff.
And what kind of offline option would you need? Because obviously you want self-service to text and post, and you want people to be sharing from your event, from your festival.
Right.
So what other offline things would you want people to have?
I mean specifically for like vendors. So like I was just at a music festival a couple weeks ago, and a lot of the vendors had QR codes for their menus. But when you would scan, like food vendors and drink vendors, you would scan the QR code and it would load, and there were no paper menus. So it made the line move a lot slower because you had to like ask what they had available. And I just think paper menus all around at the food trucks because no one has self service.
Or at least a handful that people can like pass through the line, like maybe a laminated menu or something in case you can't, download it. I mean, you see that all the time, not just at festivals, but even business conferences, like the Wi-Fi gets overloaded or it's spotty, not great. It's everything's technology and digital these days. So we got to think about that.
Yeah, no, we definitely. Or if you don't want to do like paper copies, have Wi-Fi hotspots available, which Eventeny provides for large festivals.
All right. Well, next up, it's time to event about it. The part of the show where you get to spill the tea on a memorable event moment, a huge success, total disaster, or just pure chaos. So let's get into it. What is your crazy event about it story?
Man, okay, so I thought about this for a while, trying to think about which one I was going to choose.
I love that there were so many options that you had to think about which one to choose.
I was like, what direction should I take this in? Um, but I was just last week at the Association of Chamber of Commerce Executive Conference, and my company Eventny, we throw these puppy parties at the conferences that we go to for attendees.
Always a big hit. Always.
It's always a huge hit. This time especially, people got really into it, and just to see like all these adults like sitting on the floor smiling and playing with puppies was like the most heartwarming thing that I think ever seen. Like you just don't ever get to do that at a work event, and to see everyone like so happy. That's just like I think the best part about being in the event industry is to like see the smiles on everyone's faces and like get to enjoy like the time with other people and bonding. So I'm gonna say that's my favorite event moment right now because it just happened like a few days ago.
And tell us a crazy story of something that maybe didn't go right. Like, was there any mishaps with the puppies? Maybe you couldn't find a local rescue group. Like, give us a story of maybe spill some tea.
Actually, I have at that same event something did not work out as planned. We thought we were gonna do a like oh sorry, my cat just entered our mix. Like a tiki bar activation, and we got this big blow up palm tree to put like coconut waters and other stuff in.
Oh, so it was like a drink holder, like a palm tree, like drink
Yeah, it
holder?
was
Okay.
huge, like 8 feet tall, like massive. We went all out for this cooler, and there ended up being a hole in it, and it leaked like all of the ice water everywhere, all over the floor. And so we had to like stuff like these puppy pads under it to like absorb all of the water. And like we were just like, don't go over there, like don't go to the palm tree. And we had to like give away all the drinks super quickly so that we could like dump the water out and throw it away. So that was funny, but people, luckily the puppies kind of distracted people from the sad palm tree in the corner.
Well, and thankfully you had the puppies there, so you had the puppy pads to even like troubleshoot really quickly. I mean, great thinking on your part.
Yeah, like when I mean like huge, I mean like this cool palm tree was giant, and the cooler part was like the size of like a kiddie pool. So it was like a lot of, I mean, a lot of water.
Oh man, maybe the AV folks could have brought you like some gaff tape or something to plug the
I
hole in
know.
there.
I know. We ended up like cleaning it up. We're really close with the conference organizers, so they were like really nice about it, and they sent a team to help us clean it and throw away everything. But yeah, that could have been a disaster pretty quickly, especially with like electric and everything. Like, yeah.
For sure. Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully like none of the carpet or anything got too soaked and you guys got ahead of it.
Because of the puppies, everything was on like hard floor. We didn't have the carpet at our area. So like thank God for the puppies, honestly. Otherwise I think it would have been way worse.
I mean, puppies saved the day again. And now we have an idea of maybe you'll have cat playtimes and have a cat cafe at your next event.
Yeah, we actually did that once. We've done kittens before as well, and that's like the cutest thing. We have the last one we did it at. We had two of our salesmen exhibiting at the conference, and to like see these, like big guys holding these little tiny kittens like this big was like the cutest thing in the world.
Oh, talk about a viral moment. I mean, big sales dudes in suits with little tiny kittens. It's definitely a Instagrammable moment for sure. Well, that's awesome. Just great stories. I think all very relatable. I think we've all found ourselves in similar tricky situations and nice recovery. Nice way to cover up all. And moral of the story: just get puppies to distract people from
Yeah,
what's going
you
on.
don't need the big palm tree. Actually, the 8 foot palm tree was unnecessary in that situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I one of the things I love about Eventeny and the platform that you work with, you guys have over 6,000 events on your platform just this year, which is absolutely insane. Some incredible events, conferences that you have on there. So tell us a little bit about Eventeny and how you got your start at this platform.
Eventny was founded in 2018 by our founders and CEO and COO, Ali and Nasheen. They're married and they actually built the platform to help Ali's sister, who was an event planner. So she was planning this dance event and she was really struggling to get everything organized. And Ali, our founder, coming from a software developing background, just built this tool for her really quick to help her out. And word spread really fast. And a lot of her friends ended up wanting to use the software as well. And that's kind of how we got our start in 2018. I joined in 2022 after working freelance in the event space, which is kind of how I got into the festivals and events industry from doing freelance marketing and putting on brand events. So then I ended up joining the team in 2022 as a marketing team member, and I've been here ever since. It's been a great ride. 3 years now.
And I think one of the most fun facts I learned about you is like the very first festival or event that you ever worked was way earlier in your life, not just professionally. So tell us a little bit about how you got your start and what got you interested in working in events.
Yes. So I'm from a small town in Michigan, and my elementary school every year would throw a like carnival in our playground area called Superfest. And my mom was on the planning board of this, weekend long carnival that we had every year. And she would always bring me to the planning meetings when I was a little kid, and I would go help her set up. And I just remember thinking it was the coolest thing in the world to go there before anyone else was allowed inside. I felt so important seeing all the construction men set up like the Ferris wheels and the carnival rides and see them test it to make sure it worked and help my mom hang up the signs and everything. And then when I got older, I got to like work some of the gaming tents. And I just thought it was like the coolest thing in the world. And I couldn't believe that like people had this as a job. So that definitely sparked my interest.
And did you go into school like thinking you wanted to be in events, or did you kind of take a left turn and then come back to the event?
Yeah, actually, not at all. So I went to school for marketing and public relations, which is what I got my degree in. And then after college, I was working freelance, and I had a lot of brands local. I live in Chicago, so I had a lot of local small businesses in Chicago that I was doing freelance public relations and marketing consulting for, and they ended up a few of my clients wanting to host like branded events and PR events, and so that's kind of how I got into the industry. And then my first like real event I would say that I helped host was a farmer's market for a hydroponic farm that I was working for at the time. And then I realized it just all kind of came back. I was like, oh, I actually love doing this. This is sick. Let me just lean into this.
I mean, so much of marketing and PR is in events and project management. So all of those skills are completely relatable and, in my opinion, very intertwined. I mean, events are the largest marketing channel these days. So I'm sure your marketing and PR skills definitely help, not just from a
Oh, totally.
marketing, a platform perspective, but in how to market events and organize them and plan them. So I can imagine those skills are very useful.
It's a lot of like when you think about marketing and PR, a lot of it is just focused around like people and what do people like and what are people thinking at the time. And events are pretty much the same thing when you think about like your attendee mix and what are my attendees going to like, what are they going to be into, how do I market this event to this group of people? Like, yeah, it's a very very similar industry.
Absolutely. And the other thing I really love about your platform is you guys don't really gate any of your content, and you have some incredible resources on your website, including an ROI calculator. So tell us a little bit about how you created that ROI calculator, some of the other resources that are available, and where people can find them.
Yeah, totally. So one thing about our platform is we are, as you said, like super not into gatekeeping. We love to create resources for event planners because we, truly understand what it's like to plan events and kind of the stress of that job. And the most important thing for us, and I think why a lot of us at Eventeny like the events industry, is because it brings people together, and it's a way for communities to connect. And we want to make that as easy as possible for all of the event organizers on our platform. So we want to, give out helpful information whenever we can. So that's when we started. The ROI calculator was actually our first resource that we pretty much ever created for event organizers, because we got a lot of feedback from our event organizers saying, I wish there was a way for me to figure out, with tickets and fees and vendor applications, like what's my return on investment going to be with everything for my event, from electricity costs to, the cost of having an event management platform to, marketing. How do I get all of that in a spreadsheet and figure out what my return on investment is going to be? So on the marketing team, we all kind of put our heads together and spent a couple weeks, putting together this very intense spreadsheet where, event organizers could input their costs for different categories and get their return on investment. Turned out it was a huge hit. So we ended up making that resource public, because we had originally just like made it because someone asked us, essentially. And that's pretty much how we make all of our resources, is one of our event organizers asks us, and then we do it, and then people like it, so we make it public. And we just realized that this was really helpful for people, so we kept going. We just recently made a sponsorship proposal template for events to do outreach for sponsorships and like pitches to small businesses. So yeah, we just really like to create content that helps people plan events outside of our software solution. Obviously, our software solution is intended to make event planning less stressful, but we want to kind of go above and beyond that and help in other ways as well. And just really provide support to our user base, and people even who are users, like our resources, ROI calculator, sponsorship template. That's open to anybody who wants to download it. You don't have to be an Eventeny user.
No, and I love that. I think there's so much conversation around should content be gated or ungated. And I think, to your point, if we're actually trying to help people and it's not, it comes off less salesy, right? In my opinion. And I think most content should be ungated, and we're all here to help and support each other. And I mean, sponsorship proposals, I love you guys put a template together. I mean, that can be such a tricky thing on even where to start, what offerings. So I love that you guys not only have all of the resources, but you keep them ungated. So whether you're a customer or not, you can still have those resources available to you to help streamline all of your events and processes, and really put the best foot forward for your audience and your sponsors.
Oh yeah, totally. And I think that that's kind of where our head is at, especially because a lot of our resources are geared towards people who are just starting out in the event planning space, who like maybe don't know as much about sponsorships or how to calculate their return on investment. And we want those people to know that we're here for them, and kind of help people get started, because we're going to be here for you every step of the way. Essentially, you might not need a super robust software solution right now, but maybe you will in 5 years, and like we'll still be here.
I love that. All right, so tell people, where can they find these amazing resources that you're putting out?
Right. So all of our resources will be linked in the landing page in the description of this episode. And you can also go to eventeny.com and scroll down to our footer, and you'll find all of our resources there. If you are an attendee and you're looking to find events, you can go to eventeny.com and search events by state and find events happening near you any month of the year.
Amazing. And then people can take your advice on going to festivals when you're traveling. It's a great way to learn the culture and find those amazing fun gifts that you're giving out to all of your friends and family.
Yes, definitely. But be careful, because expectations are going to be high.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's all the time we have today, folks. Thanks for joining another episode of Event About It, where we turn event mishaps into marketing gold. If you enjoyed the chaos, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs a good laugh. And don't forget to head over to eventaboutitpodcast.com to send us your events and stories to be featured on a future episode. Until next time, keep growing, keep laughing, and keep eventing about it.